Hello, beautiful souls. I got a download to talk about that I got last night. Watching watching the movie America History X. I don't know if you haven't seen it, but it's about a guy who basically is part of the skinheads. That is against blacks. The Jews. Basically, like they worship, like, look at Hitler as one of their gods. Just hate, white men, women only. And it talks about how basically God was telling me that this is how the way it works. He will send people in your life, angels, earth angels, to help you look at things differently, to help you to get back on track. As earth angels, we are here on assignment. So basically, back to the movie, he got into some trouble. He had ended up going to prison because for manslaughter. Some people tried to rob his car, and he ended up murdering one of the guy. Actually, I don't know how many, but he was shot at him, and he stomped a guy's head on the side of the curb. He ended up having to do 6 years for manslaughter or something like that. So anyway, he ends up going to prison, and he's still on that path, and he goes in and he looks for, the people like him. And of course he finds the people like him, which we'll just call them the skinheads, and as he is in isolation. And then I'm telling you what, because a lot of people, when they go in isolation, prison, they come out, turning to God. So as he's in isolation, and when you sit back and you get to really see how things goes, he sees that, even though they worship about hating anti-Mexicans, black Jews, or whatever, he still sees the leader working with them, doing drug deals with them. And then he's noticing, like, look, we're not, preaching what we stand and believe for. And the other guy's like, it's just in deal how it goes to get favors, blah 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 blah. And he was like, what, this is bullcrap. And the guy tells him, we're getting really tired of your preaching. And he's like looking like, well, what is all this about? So he ends up walking away. And then I guess as he's in prison, and one of his jobs working in laundry, and of course the guy he's working with is black. We'll call him the Earth Angel. The black guy is a real funny guy, nice guy, gets him to laugh. The reason why the black guy's in there is he stole the TV. Well, we're calling him the Earth Angel now. He stole the TV. And the reason why, he was in there for like 7 years, and the guy's like, for stealing a TV, and he's like, the TV dropped on the cop, broke his foot, but the cop said that the guy threw the TV at him. And that's somehow how the way it goes for us, earth angels, or chosen ones. They'll stop and delay us, any road stops. But the earth angel's on assignment. God made it that way, right, to put him in isolation. You know what I'm saying? So they end up, getting to know each other, and he's slowly opening up to him. And and then going back to when the guy goes back, or it's on another moment, and the guy confronts the skinhead, the one that's, seeing like there's holes in the bull crap. They're not really doing what they're preaching about. Confronts the leader of the skinhead, and like, because he's doing more, talking to the Mexicans again. And so he just ends up walking away from the guy, and the guy goes, I don't even remember his name. Derek. Derek is his name. Goes, hey, Derek, and then does the Heil Hitler, whatever, handshake or whatever, and he walks away from him. He wants nothing to do with this group now. And basically, they end up raping the guy. They end up raping Derek because Derek, doesn't mess with him anymore. End up raping him, and it just literally strips Derek down. And it's making him see things like, how it's an agenda. And then one of his old teachers come in and says, you need to start asking the right questions, because one of his old teachers used to be that way. He used to be against white people. And he's like, I started seeing the holes in it and how it's just an agenda to keep you angry and pissed off. And he's like, you're not asking the right questions. Justine 555. You're not asking the right questions. Is this making your life better? With you being angry and seeing one side and only, is it really making your life better? Derek ends up breaking down and crying. And then he goes back. There's another scene where he's in the laundry, and the guy is like, oh, sorry, I missed a part. So basically, after he gets raped, when they go back to the cafeteria, and the guys are like, okay, come back here now. You're going to be our little bitch. You know what I'm saying? And Derek still turns her back on him, showing how strong he is. Like, no, screw you. I stand up for what I believe in. So basically, when he goes back to the laundry, talks to the guy, and the guy's like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? You're going to get yourself killed. You can't stand alone in here. You can't. And he was like, don't you think I know that? If it happens, it happens. You know what I'm saying? And he's having all these emotions. He's being friends with this black guy. And even though after all he's done, basically come down to it, the black guy ends up helping save him by talking to the other brothers that would have taken him out. Don't kill him, man. You know what I'm saying? And also God gave him a pardon, basically protected him. Because his heart was starting to open up. He started seeing that it's bullcrap. It's just an agenda, a way from one generation to another generation to keep you angry, to keep you stuck, to hate. That's what the devil will do. The devil will use, your skin color, whatever racial background, to keep you in that low vibration. You know what I'm saying? To keep you stuck, because it doesn't make your life better. It only brings in, and it just goes generation to generation. And God, and not only that, he met a black guy, befriended a black guy, the earth angel. He came in, and see, that's what God does. God will send in us chosen ones, and we don't even realize that we're on assignment. Not only God sent him in to save him, to talk to his buddies, to say, hey, back off, leave him alone. Because after that, nobody messed with him in prison anymore. The skinheads, they see how strong you are. Oh, man, we done raped you. You're already by yourself. Man, this guy's pretty strong. You know what I'm saying? Derek walked the rest of his prison basically alone, reading books, in isolation. God will put you in isolation. Goes back to the 2020, where they had an agenda to program people in 2020, but it backfired because a lot of us chosen ones, that's when the very beginning, I remember 2020 was when I first started noticing angel numbers. I started to pray to God to send me someone or something to help me get out, when it wasn't just, it was just a different way of life, and then a few years later, God sent down my granddaughter, and having be a grandmother, it really started to change my life. You know what I'm saying? Where I wanted to live. I didn't want to be an addict anymore. Where I got the strength, and I remember I used to tell myself, I didn't want to do, I'm not even going to get in the conversation. That'll be another video for another time. But basically, God sent down my granddaughter, and that really started to change ways. So basically, us as chosen ones, we'll go on assignment, and God sent in that guy to stop him from being dead, being killed in prison. Derek gets out of prison. And the guy helps him the teacher ends up helping him get out on an early parole, because Derek was a good, he changed. He started to change. And after isolation, that's what God wants a lot of us to go in isolation for, to get away from everybody, to get in there and start to really see what the heck is going on in the world, to cut yourself off. I don't care who you are. You could be somebody who's been with a group that's Spirit said, like worshiping the devil, doing dark magic, and then God will send somebody in, a chosen one, an earth angel with love and light, just a heart of gold, just using that for an example, and make you see things, view differently, and be like, oh my God, look how much light. Just like the black guy in the movie, I don't remember his name. I don't like calling him black guy, but I don't remember his name, but he was funny. He had so much, very comical. It just made things better when they worked together. And God will do that. He will send someone in. And then as you say you're on this dark path, God will make it a way to where Derek ends up, after he gets out, the teacher that got him out is like, look, we want you to go talk to these kids. They got jumped. The kids that were in his old gang, I guess apparently they got jumped. Now the cops want to talk to him about turning, like, look, this way isn't working anymore. And at the end of the movie, Derek also starts turning his little brother, away from it, telling him this is what happened in prison, the whole rape story and everything, and gets his brother to start seeing, like, hey, the skinhead thing, that does sound like the way, man. If it could change my brother, you know what I'm saying? End up stopping his brother, basically. But the end of the movie, Derek's brother gets murdered, killed. And the part that God told me about that, because that's basically how it ended, is that with a strong story like Derek had, even though it ended up him losing his brother, God will put us through a lot. I mean, a path that you would think, God, why would you do this to me? But the way God sees it is that you're going to save so much more. Your story is going to be so powerful that you're going to save a lot of people. Derek's brother passing away is just another, what's the word I'm looking for? Just another basic type of ascension. It's just another transformation. Death doesn't stop. We're all energy. We're all energy. It isn't the end. It's not the end. Derek probably just saved he's a generation breaker with that. Instead of going generation to generation. Now he's going to go around saving kids, talking to kids with his story, how powerful his story was, of how he used to be, how so far deep he was in the game of being a skinhead, how he too can come out after everything and seize the bullcrap and to stop you from going down that path. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Yes, you understand what I'm trying to say to you. And God will also send in people in your life to change that. Not only the guy came in, he befriended Derek. Derek saw that the black guy was like, hey, he's pretty cool. He ain't here about, you know what I'm saying? And he talked to his friends to stop Derek from getting murdered. But God, we'll say the black guy is an earth angel, put him in isolation to get him on the right path, because that's what God will do. And know this, when you're going through that, say if you're locked up or you're stuck, God took away everybody out of your life, He's putting you on a path for your heart chakra to open, for you to see underneath what the bull crap has been going on, so you can receive the downloads from him. Because God's only going to give you so much, and the further you heal, the more truth he's going to give you. Okay, he's not going to give you everything flat, like, okay, this is it's going to come. It's going to keep coming, because you got to be more healed. You got to be more healed. But God will work that way. Do you understand? As you chosen ones, you earth angels out there, every person you meet in your life is not by accident. It's not by accident. It's either a purpose. It's either a test for that person. It's to help that. You're the blessing. Either they're going to pass or they're going to fail. God's going to give you a way to go, a way for them to go. Okay, I'm going to send you this earth angel in, right? This love and light. You've been calling, you've been praying to me, you need saving, you need whatever that is. I'm going to send this person in your life. It's either you're going to go, you're going to pass, or you're going to fail. You're going to take it, or you're not. You're going to let the devil deceive you and the devil will do that. He'll drop a karmic in and confuse you, and that karmic will mask like an earth angel, an empress, you know what I'm saying, will mask, and which will you fall for? Will you pay attention to your gut? Or are you going to go to the mind, the tricks of the mind? The devil will deceive on you. Man, Spirit's coming through right now. It's coming through. I'm telling you, this story is for somebody. This story is for somebody out there. So that's the download I received last night. So if there's nothing wrong with you standing on your own. God worked it out that way. There's nothing wrong with you being in isolation. God worked it out that way. You don't meet, when God puts an earth angel in your life, and tell me, he will give you the signs. Just don't be tricked by the devil. Sometimes you need to go within, and going within is being, you know what? I don't need to be around everybody. I just need to spend some time alone with myself. You know what I'm saying? You're around certain people, and you feel drained, or somebody is always coming around with negative, or always putting you down, giving you that set off like, man, I'm tired. I don't want to be around them today, because when I'm around them, I feel exhausted. That is a red flag giving you to get away from that person. That person's got something negative, always putting you down. They're sucking the life force out of you. Cut that person off. Go within. Go within. And that's all I have to say. 747, the time I just seen, 1747. That's the download I got. I had to put it on video. I didn't want to forget it, because I received this last night and I didn't want to put it, but God really had me come and tell this to you guys. This message is going to go to who it needs to go to. I pray, God, you deliver this message to. I don't care if it's one person. Pay attention to the downloads. Pay attention to the movies that you watch. Say you stumble upon a movie, like I seen that movie that I watched last night, right? I've seen it so many times, but somehow I stumbled it. But from watching it now that I'm on my ascension and my healing path, being healed, compared to when I was in my low vibration, I saw it a total different way. And God had me watch that, so I could come on here and break it down, because not saying that story is for somebody, but me use an example of, like I did, I don't know, I'm hearing something about a cult. There's somebody in a cult. There's people that's in a cult that don't want to be a part of it anymore. These covens, these dark, demonic, that just don't want to be a part of it anymore. And sometimes God will bring somebody from the dark with the light, an earth angel, just to pull you out. You've been praying for a savior. There's your savior. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say for whoever this needs to go to. Just breaking it down. But anyway, you guys, I'm sorry it was a little but Spirit's talking through me. I didn't want to forget it. You guys, it's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to you guys. Sending love and light out your way. I did it, God. I didn't want anything on my back. I got it out. I got the download back. I love you, Father. Love you guys. Keep going. 333, baby. All day long. And I'm out.